Hello everybody, we are WriteSea and we have the WriteSea Executive Interview Series Voices of Higher Education Edition here at this year's 2024 NACE conference here in Phoenix, Arizona. I am here with the incredible Professor Remi Duyile. How are you today?
I am amazing.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Please tell everybody what you do, what institution you're at, and what your role is.
Sure. Hello, everybody. Shout out from Bowie State University in the great state of Maryland, the oldest historically Black college, a college that I'm so proudly affiliated with. So hello, everyone. Bowie State University. And I'm happy to be here at the NACE conference.
Thank you. And what is your role and what do you do at Bowie?
Sure. My role at Bowie is so interesting. My role started as an adjunct professor over 4 years ago. And currently I'm also the student engagement and internship coordinator for the College of Business.
Oh, amazing. And, did you always work in higher education, or was this, a new field for you? Or tell us, how you got to where you're at today.
Sure, that is another long story. I was never in higher ed. I was a former vice president of Bank of America. So simply put, finance was my track. But my nonprofit landed me an adjunct profession at Bowie State, where I teach finance. And I've done that for over 4 years. And along the line, I fell in love with academia.
Okay.
I fell in love with being around our young leaders, seeing them from a start of, I don't want to be in the class, or, that, do I have to be here? At the end of the semester, I see them blossoming, understanding the power of finances, savings, credit. So I fell in love with it. So academia is a love of my life. And what a great way to bring my knowledge from the boardroom to the classroom. And now doing what I'm doing as the student engagement and internship coordinator, helping to shape the narratives of our young leaders who are so smart, to landing them in eyebrow jobs with any company. That is the joy I derive from my role. I'm thankful that I have great leadership in our dean and the support system in the university. And our president is amazing, as you all know. So that track record of excellence, being bold and bright, is what we carry everywhere we go.
And would you say that leadership is a really important key component to what you're doing at Bowie?
Absolutely. Leadership is everything. One of my mentors, John Maxwell, says, everything rises and falls with leadership.
Yes, John Maxwell.
Yes, and that's just what it is. President Bro is amazing. So are the leadership of the key leaders in the College of Business, Dr. Tower. I am under great leadership, so that makes me to be able to do my job and bring my experiential learning in corporate America to the classroom and to the campus university.
And I have reason to believe that because you had all of this experience out in the corporate world and not just only in academia for your whole career, you bring a different perspective. You can actually talk about what's really going on out there in the corporate world. And so that's a great thing for the students, because a lot of the times, higher education teaches you about theory and it teaches you the book side of things, but then you also need to get the real world experience by going out into the world. So being taught by someone that's been out there already, I'm sure has had a great effect on these students.
You said it right. I mean, being someone who rose from a teller with an MBA to a vice president in corporate America, in Fortune 100 company, Bank of America, that is amazing. So my classroom is not just about the textbook. I know the power of savings. That's part of my curriculum. I know the power of credit. I know the power of building your retirement. So these are all what we do for the whole semester. I simply call it Financial Literacy 101. And now, who better can teach that than someone who has seen it in practicality? So my students listen to me because I don't just bring the theory. I bring the passion, number one. I then bring the experience. So they see me and say, oh, if she can do it, Black, female, Nigerian accent, 4 strikes, made it to vice president from a teller, I can do more. So that is why I love what I do.
I love that. And, financial literacy is such an important factor that we don't teach that in elementary, junior high, and high school enough.
Absolutely.
Right? And so sometimes you don't even get that until you get into higher education. And so it's great that, you've taken a role of not just teaching the theory, but teaching the actual financial literacy applications. What are some of the things that your school is doing, like in the career services department? Are you guys using tools, software, technology? What are some of those things that you're working with?
Absolutely. Like I said, leadership is everything. We're using so many tools so we can be at the cutting edge
Okay.
of being part of the career resource services, aligning tools that will make job hunting, experiential learning very easily done by our students. So we do have various software tools, various corporations that we're in partnerships with, so that we're not just sending them in, they're collaborating to have classroom real-time teaching, collaborating with our faculty.
Yeah.
And of course using technology, AI and all the other stuff. We are all over it.
I was just going to ask, are you guys utilizing artificial intelligence? Like, are you guys working with tools that have that? And if not, would you like to work with some of those things?
We are doing it. Again, I can't speak broadly for the whole school, but I know during our teachers retreat, we're being taught the importance of AI. We have speakers who come and talk about artificial intelligence, so we, faculty, can begin to reorient ourselves to AI and why it's here to stay. And I am AI advocate. I am passionate about AI. I know you're laughing and you're wondering why. Not because of the school, but because of the many hats that I wear, and because I'm a tech mom. I know AI.
And I know a little bit about you, and your children are heavily in AI, so that's awesome.
So that makes me to know that it's something we want to do, and our university is on the forefront of that. It's not taking jobs away, it's going to help us to build that platform and to accelerate.
I like that. What are some of the, significant challenges that you see students face in the current job market, and how is your career services department at your school addressing those things?
Sure. We know that every student comes from different background. And because they come from different background, we cannot have the same level of expectation for everybody. So at our university, we take that intentional mentorship, coaching, listening to them, meeting them where they are, letting them understand that networking is important. Showing up when those companies come on campus is important. That is your way to engage and begin to create a brand. So we take it upon ourselves as at the career resource office, and of course at the career office for the school, to ensure that our students are being met where they are and they're being taught the importance of what we're asking them to do. And our faculty is all gamed in. So it doesn't just happen when they come to my desk as a career resource office. It happens in the classroom. So we have professors who have partnered with us to ensure that we get this message to the students real time for their use. And they're using it. I'm excited this summer. They have great opportunities with great companies. I'm not going to mention names. So I'm just sitting here beaming, thinking about the many
They
students
need to reach out to you so that you can hook them up and connect them with these companies.
I know, right? And some of them are already connected. So I'm just excited that
I love
when
it.
they put in the work and we put in the work, it works.
Walk me through a typical day for you. Like what goes on? You show up to campus. What's your day look like?
I don't know that I have a typical day, because just like a mother, like a parent, you don't know what you're going to expect.
Okay.
But what I
like
do
that. That's
is
good.
I go in there expectant. I go in there passionate. I go in there intentional about touching lives.
I love that.
So when I walk in, all I
Yes.
want to see is positivity. Even when it's not coming positive, I'm creating that positive environment, because I see each and every one of those kids, as long as they're under 32 years of age, as my child, my children. So I have that passion to ensuring that they don't leave my desk sad. They leave my desk positive, engaged, ready to take on the world, because that's why I'm there, to see them succeed, so I can be that cheerleader all the way.
I personally believe that if you have passion, dedication, an interest in something, that you're going to just you're going to take it further than just the person that's doing it because it's just their job.
Yes.
Right. And so
Absolutely.
you can see it. You can see in your energy, we have a relationship outside of this conference and this interview. And, I can see, how motivating it is for you to help students. That's what we want to do. I mean, at WriteSea, we're here to educate. And that's what these interviews are about, is about sharing the knowledge.
Sure.
Right. So, if you could give a piece of advice to, a first year student that's coming into Bowie University, well, what would that be so that they can have a successful college career?
Sure. Students, I know I'm talking to you. Be engaged. Don't be a stranger. You are coming to a community where we already love you before you come. We're expecting you to succeed. So when you land, you are home. So I would encourage you to have a commitment to service. Find ways to volunteer around campus. Find ways to be part of what's happening on campus. Don't be shy about anything. Ask for help. The greatest leaders still ask for help. So don't ever feel like you have to have all the answers. Know that the faculty, the staff, the whole university community is cheering you on to win. So when you land in the hands and the arms of people who love you and want you to succeed. So let's go do it. Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, baby. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that inspiration. I myself have a degree in leadership, so I also subscribe to the Everything Rises and Falls on Leadership. So we really appreciate you. If you could let everybody know how they can find you, how can they reach out to you? Do you have a LinkedIn or website? Please let everyone know.
I guess the simplest way to find me will be on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is my first name and my last name. My first name is spelled R-E-M-I, and my last name is D-U-Y-I-L-E. And you can find me through Bowie State University. I'm a faculty there, an adjunct professor, and I'm a staff. Remi Duyile. So you can find me in those ways.
Well, thank you, Professor. I really appreciate you coming out here to do the WriteSea Executive Interview Series, Voices of Higher Education at NACE 2024. And yes, thank you for inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate that. Thank you.